Hi all, this is an explanation video about what is your SACE and how do you achieve it. The SACE is the South Australian Certificate of Education. It is a qualification that allows you entry into universities and into further training. It's recognised both nationally and internationally. By completing your SACE, you're preparing for the world beyond school. You're building essential skills and knowledge, making informed choices about your future and pathways from school, and you're gaining a certificate that gives you a head start in your pathway beyond school. There are two stages. Stage 1 is usually Year 11 and Stage 2 is usually Year 12. However, we can be a bit flexible with the way we do things, and quite often students will have an individual pathway that doesn't quite fit that pattern. We offer PLP in Year 10 at Kapunda High School, and so you're undertaking your first SACE subject now. It's worth 10 points and the grade that you achieve will be on your SACE certificate when you finish it at the end. So SACE works by, we have a list of capabilities that we hope that you develop through all of the subjects that you undertake. These are basic literacy and numeracy skills, ITC skills so that you can cope with the change of technology in the world beyond school, critical and creative thinking skills, so we hope that you become better problem solvers, personal and social skills so that you are able to interact with a wide range of people in a professional manner, ethical understanding so that you really question things and make informed decisions, and intercultural understanding so that you respect that there is difference out in the world and that people's belief systems, religions and values really affect who they are and also who you are, but that you can respect the difference in people as well. You'll learn through assessment. In the SACE, each subject has a set of performance standards and those performance standards stay with the subject. So that means in each school, the same set of performance standards are used for the subject PLP or tech studies or PE or whatever the subject may be. So those performance standards are unique to the subject but are the same for all students undertaking that subject across the whole state. It's really good practice for you to actually understand which of the performance standards are being marked for each of the tasks and therefore know exactly what you've got to demonstrate. It doesn't matter if you've written a beautiful, sophisticated and eloquent piece of writing. If you haven't hit the performance standards, you won't be able to pass that task. The SACE has flexible pathways, so there's not just one way to complete your SACE. There's many ways, and the combination that you have could be unique to you and very different to the way the person sitting next to you completes their SACE. You could pick up a school-based traineeship or apprenticeship and undertake a vet course through that, which can contribute points towards your SACE. You might be involved in community learning. For instance, you might be a CFS volunteer undertaking a Certificate 1 in basic firefighting, and that can contribute points towards your SACE completion. The SACE assists students to develop the capabilities needed for life and further learning in today's world. You may gain vet qualifications through your SACE completion, or you may gain entry into state, national and international universities through your SACE completion. For instance, you may gain entry to Flinders Uni or Uni of Adelaide or Uni of SA. You might gain entry into a national uni such as University of Melbourne, or the SACE is recognised internationally and you might gain entry into Yale University or the University of Cambridge. To undertake your SACE or to complete your SACE, you're required to gain a minimum of 200 points. All of your Stage 1 subjects, which are 1 semester long, are worth 10 points. All of your Stage 2 subjects, which are 1 year long, are worth 20 points each. There are a series of compulsory subjects which you must achieve a C or higher, and you must achieve a C- or higher for all of your Stage 2 subjects in order to be able to complete your SACE. So let's look at the SACE as a pie chart. At the moment, you're undertaking the first of your compulsory subjects. Because it's a compulsory subject, you must achieve a C or higher. The grade that you achieve will be on your SACE certificate all the way through. So once you've achieved that grade, you can't change it down the track. So this year, you're going to gain 10 SACE points. Next year, you're going to start your English components. Okay, so you have to do a full year of English in stage 1, and that will be worth 20 compulsory subjects. 20 compulsory points. Again, because it is compulsory, you must achieve a C or higher. Then we've got the numeracy component, and again, because it's compulsory, you must achieve a C or higher. So those purple ones there will be completed in your year 11. And then we come over to research project, which is also a semester subject, so that's worth 10 points as well. So these 5 here are your compulsory subjects, and you need to achieve a C or higher in all of them. The rest of your points will come from your choice of subjects. So these 90 points here need to be gathered from stage 1 type subjects. Therefore, if you chose next year 9 one semester subjects, so maybe 5 one semester and 4 the next, you could gather your 90 points. You wouldn't necessarily have to get a C or higher for these 90 points, but you must remember, if you get an E, it will stay on your SACE certificate the whole way through. So when you complete your school, you can't change that E, you can't delete it, it stays with you. So it's really best practice to try and get the highest grades that you possibly can. They can be garnered from stage 1 points or from a vocational course that gives you stage 1 points. Generally, certificate 2 courses give you stage 1 points, and generally certificate 3 courses, VET courses, will give you stage 2 points. However, at Kapunda High School, we offer Doorways to Construction, which is a certificate 1 in general construction. There's some anomalies to these rules. So certificate 1 in construction actually does provide stage 1 points, and that's why it's really important to come and to speak to someone like me, the VET coordinator, to make sure that you're really aware of what gives stage 1 points and what gives stage 2 points if you want to choose an alternative pathway through your SACE. So the students who have started Doorways to Construction are already going to start banking some of their stage 1 points. The complete certificate 1 in construction provides 40 points. So half of that will be done this year and half in the next year. So if you look at this SACE circle, about this much has actually been completed through Doorways to Construction for those students who have chosen that pathway. The other 50 points left over here will actually need to come from stage 1 subjects. So they might choose to do 5 stage 1 subjects across that year. These 60 points need to come from either stage 2 subjects, the full year 12 subjects, and you must achieve a C grade or better for those. Or you might do, for instance, some students in the school are undertaking a certificate 3 in fitness, and that's giving them their complete 60 points. So they don't need to do anything else but their research project to gain their SACE. There are different rules though for if you want to gain entry into university with an ATAR. And in that situation, you need to keep your options open. You actually have to do 4 stage 2 subjects plus your research project. And so if that's a pathway that you want to follow, it's very important that you speak to Mrs. Warner or someone who's very knowledgeable about university entrance, about how you can gather those points and get the highest ATAR you're capable of to keep as many university options open as possible. So stage 1 subjects are all graded on an A to E, so full grades, and all subjects are marked internally or by the school teacher. Then some of the subjects are moderated by SACE, and that's to make sure that what we are giving as a C at Kapunda High School is equivalent to what a teacher in a different school is giving us as a C. The PLP that you're starting right now is a 1 semester stage 1 subject, and so it's worth 10 points. Through PLP, you're identifying your strengths and interests, you're setting personal and learning goals, you're thinking about your future study and employment goals, and you must get a C or higher because it's a compulsory subject. Through PLP, you're going to look at different career pathways and options. You're going to choose the right SACE subjects to help you keep those options open for your life beyond school. And you're going to think about courses and activities outside of school which may contribute SACE points to your SACE completion. You know, we've talked about you've got some compulsory subjects that must be completed, and you have to have basic skills in literacy and numeracy. In addition, you may be already participating in community activities that actually can contribute SACE points to your SACE. So again, things like Flinders, if you are involved in that, can provide SACE points. Duke of Ed is a program that we provide through school, and you can get up to 20 points through the bronze and silver medals that we do at school. And also things like CFS or your bronze medallion if you're a swimming instructor can provide points. So if you have any certificates from things outside of school, feel free to bring them in and drop by my office and see if you can acquire some SACE points for those. Other recognised learning is vocational education and training courses, otherwise known as VET. Okay, so if you are really focused on a career pathway, let's say you definitely want to be a hairdresser or you've definitely decided you'd like to be an electrician, then we can look at whether there's a VET course available to you, and then I can tell you how many VET points or SACE points that could contribute to your SACE completion. For instance, a Cert 1 in automotive servicing can provide 20 SACE points. A Cert 2 in hairdressing could provide 50 SACE points, as can a Certificate 2 in electrotechnology, which is the pre-vocational course that you would undertake if you were interested in working in the electrical arena. If you prefer hands-on learning or working outside of a classroom, then this is where you really start to be able to make some choices. It doesn't mean you get to work less. It doesn't mean that it's easier, but you get to now have some choice about a pathway that really suits your learning style so that you can achieve the absolute best grades you can for your SACE completion. There are VET options available at both stage 1 and 2, but on the VET register with the SACE board, there's literally thousands of VET courses, and so I'm not going to go into too much detail about those, except to say, when you're researching for career pathways, if there are VET options, talk to me and let's see if we can help you find something that would suit your plans. Okay, so there's special provisions available for students who may run into illness or problems along their SACE journey. It does mean you have to really be open and communicative about what you're going through, but if we have medical certificates in place or documented communication, we can put special provisions in place so that you don't fail your SACE completion. So along the way, make sure you're speaking openly about what you're going through so that we can support you with your SACE completion. For students with a disability, we do offer modified subjects, but if you do take a modified subject pathway on your SACE certificate, you won't have an A, B, C, D or E for that subject. You'll actually just have completed or not completed. Okay, so that is an option if you're really struggling with your learning, but there are lots of ways we can support you to complete your SACE if you're prepared to work hard and talk about what you're best at, and so we can cater to your learning style. There's lots more information available on the SACE website. I'd strongly recommend that you get on there and have a really good look at it. For instance, if you're interested in doing history, you might be able to go to the subject under subjects and find out what the performance standards are. They might have some exemplars about the type of tasks that you would do in that subject, and you can see the quality of work that you would have to produce to get a particular grade, for instance. And on that website you'll find this Achieve magazine as well, which talks to you about what SACE completion can look like.